Is a rebrand right for you, or do you maybe need a refresh? Well, what even is a refresh? Let's talk about all of that in today's video. Getting a rebrand done can be a really great thing for your business, organization, nonprofit, whatever it is, even personal brand. A rebrand can consist of really two things. Number one would be giving a refresh to your imagery, your videos, your logo, the look and feel of the brand. A good rebrand can make some really big wins for your company. A few of them could be, number one, that it sets your company apart. Who doesn't want to be set apart in a saturated market? And I understand that as I'm making this video, I'm in a completely different market than you are, but my guess is the market you're in is probably pretty saturated. So why would you not want to stand out from the competition? And having a brand that's unique is so important. When there's so many companies that will have things that are outdated, or maybe they've gone online and just bought like a preset pack of logos and brand colors and all that stuff. And that's fine if you're starting out. But if you're looking to take your brand to the next level, maybe it's time to start looking into what would it look like to get ourselves something unique, something that's unique to us and no one else. Another sign of a successful rebrand is it attracts your ideal clients. I get it. As we're getting started, way too often we're just taking all the work we can, and I understand that. But as you grow your company, you want to have more clients who are your ideal clients. And as you go through a rebrand, you should be working through, whether it's with yourself or with a company like ours, working through who is the ideal client, who are the people that you want to serve, who is your community, who is your tribe. And having a good rebrand helps you identify that, and then starting to talk in the language that group of people, that tribe, your people understand. This way, you can work with more of your ideal clients. A third way that a really good rebrand will help you is it helps you increase your prices. Because if you look really good, people also trust you. Let's assume your product, your service is already great because you are great, you're doing great. But now you need to rebrand your company to make sure it also matches the level of your service or product. Well, when you do that, it's gonna help you start increasing your prices on what you charge. And hey, who does not want to make some more money? The last, but certainly not least, of the things that a really successful rebrand will do for you is to create a better conversion rate. If you don't know what conversion rate means, all it means is the amount of people who are strangers who interact with your brand and then become customers. Or at minimum, they're going to reach out and want to have a meeting with you, or hopefully buy your product. When going through a rebrand, you're going to want to make sure you have a very clear message and the aesthetics look really good. For example, myself, I'm in the marketing business, so we should probably have a really clear message as to what we do and how we help businesses like yours. Also, it should probably look good because a lot of people really care about the aesthetics. And if it looks old and outdated, people don't think they can trust you. So you want to make sure it looks great, but also you have a clear message so people understand why they should be buying from you. And all of those things, they compound. Having the clear message, having the aesthetics that look great. And once you have all of those things, you have the good photo, the good video, it's a compound effect where from that will then take someone from being a stranger to booking that meeting with you to then booking with you or buying your product. You might be thinking, this is great, we should do a rebrand. But there are some things that a rebrand just won't help. For example, it will not help a broken business model. If your business model doesn't work, a rebrand won't make it better. You should work on actually making sure that the business model works. Make sure that you're serving customers well. Make sure your client experience is great before looking at a rebrand. It also won't cover up any flaws in your business because those don't go away by throwing on some fancy new clothes, making your aesthetics better, clarifying your message. Like if there's some major gaps in your business, definitely address those before you go the rebrand route. Also, it shouldn't be an impulse buy. Like our products and services, and no matter what business that you're in, should be for the betterment of your customers. So if you're doing this just to make more cash quicker, yes, I understand. As businesses, we're here to make money, but we're fundamentally here to solve a problem. Whether you sell shoes and you need to help people have a better experience while walking or spending long days on their feet, or you're like me, like in the marketing world, where you want to help people further their companies, but you want to make sure that it's for the betterment of your clients, not just an impulse buy to make quick cash. When my clients inquire about rebranding, sometimes they might just need a refresh. And if you're not sure what the difference is, basically a refresh will be maybe adding some new photography to your website and your marketing materials, adding a promotional video, or maybe adding some video for your online presence on LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram or whatever social media platform is popular at that time. While a rebrand will be starting from the ground up, going and looking at who's your customers, what problems are you solving, what problems are they having, how do we talk to them about it, and then we rebuild the aesthetics from there. That'll then be your new logo, brand guides, all of that stuff, and then even working on website to make sure the website looks cohesive with all of the new branding. So those would be a couple of the small but very big differences between a rebrand and a refresh. So we've established that a refresh is just adding some photography or just adding to a pre-existing brand. But a rebrand might be better for you if you've changed the name of your business, you're changing the clients you serve, you're changing the region in where you serve your clients, or maybe you've discovered that your current messaging is not working for you anymore. The market's changed, or maybe your business has changed, you've had a lot of staff turnover. Those are the things that would be good indicators that it's time for a rebrand. It's time to rethink things from the bottom up, because maybe you already have a great product, a great service. Maybe it's time to take a step back and look, how do we want to talk to these people? What problems are we actually serving? And those would be really good indicators that it's time for a rebrand. To clarify what a refresh is, it's simply just to add some photography to your website and social media materials, maybe even a promotional video or some videos for your social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever else is popular at the time. It's just simple things to help you elevate your pre-existing brand. It's just adding a little bit extra to make it sure that it's up to date. It's like throwing a fresh coat of paint in your house. It's like, wow, this looks great, even though it's basically the same thing. On the other hand, maybe it is time for a rebrand. And if you are, you're going to want to work with a marketing company. So some really good indicators are that your marketing just isn't working anymore. Maybe you're changing the products and services you're offering, or maybe you're changing the region in which you serve customers. Maybe your business has moved. Maybe you've changed a lot of staff, and maybe your customers are not connecting with you the way they used to. Those are all really good indicators that it's time for a rebrand. Because at the end of the day, the biggest, most important question you need to ask yourself, or your team needs to have a conversation about, is, does my brand accurately represent who my business is? If there's a growing disconnect between where you've been or what your brand currently stands for and what your customers think it stands for, or what it looks like, or your messaging, it might be time for a rebrand. So if you are ready for a refresh or a rebrand, we would love to work with you and to guide you along that process. I'll see you in the next video.